Welcome to my channel MH. The title of this story: The Man Who Lived Without Love. A journey from isolation to connection. Ravi had always been defined by success. As a young man, he had climbed every ladder, earning a prestigious degree, launching a thriving business, and creating a lifestyle filled with material comforts. His world was one of boardroom triumphs and financial accolades. Yet behind the facade of luxury cars, lavish parties, and a sprawling mansion lay a deeply hidden truth. A life lived without the warmth of love. A childhood forged in emotional restraint. Ravi's understanding of love was formed long before he knew its gentle touch. Raised in a household where vulnerability was a sign of weakness, he learned early that emotions were liabilities rather than strengths. His father, a stern and pragmatic man, often repeated, "Emotions make you vulnerable. Control them, or they will control you." These words became a guiding mantra. In Ravi's family, affection was sparse, and emotional closeness was seen as an unnecessary distraction from the pursuit of success. As a child, Ravi watched as his parents maintained a cool, distant relationship. Celebrations were marked by obligatory greetings rather than heartfelt joy, and conflicts were resolved with terse words rather than open dialogue. This environment taught him that love was something to be measured and controlled, not freely given or received. Thus, Ravi grew up believing that personal achievements and tangible success were the true markers of a well-lived life. The ascent to success and the walls he built. In his early 20s, Ravi set out into the world with a steely resolve to succeed. Business ventures flourished, and his name became synonymous with innovation and determination. Every deal he closed and every accolade he earned reinforced the idea that he was doing the right thing by keeping love at bay. Relationships, he thought, were distractions, time-consuming and messy. At business meetings, Ravi's sharp intellect and decisive leadership commanded respect. Colleagues admired his focus, and competitors envied his drive. Yet, when it came to personal life, Ravi maintained strict boundaries. Friends were kept at arm's length, and even family gatherings were perfunctory rather than emotionally engaging. He was the epitome of self-made success, but his achievements came with an unintended cost. He was increasingly isolated. The lonely mansion and the echoes of emptiness. Despite his outward accomplishments, the quiet moments of the night revealed the chasm within him. His mansion, filled with expensive art and state-of-the-art gadgets, was a constant reminder of what he had sacrificed in pursuit of success. Each echoing footstep in the long, empty corridors reinforced the absence of love, a void that no amount of wealth could fill. One chilly evening, after a particularly grueling day, Ravi returned home to the silence of his sprawling estate. The dining table, set for one, was laden with a sumptuous meal that tasted bitter in his mouth. As he scrolled through his phone, he saw hundreds of names, business contacts, distant acquaintances, and even family members, but none of them were close enough to share his loneliness. That night, as the clock ticked away in the background, Ravi realized that success, as he had defined it, felt increasingly hollow. An unexpected encounter in the park. The turning point in Ravi's life came unexpectedly during a drive back from work. Passing through a quiet part of the city, he noticed an elderly man sitting alone on a weathered park bench. Something about the man's demeanor, his thoughtful gaze and the subtle slump of his shoulders, resonated with a hidden part of Ravi. On impulse, he pulled over and joined the old man on the bench. For a long while neither spoke. The silence was profound, filled with the unspoken weight of shared isolation. Finally, the old man broke the quiet with a soft chuckle. "You know," he began, his voice gentle but insistent, "it's strange how we spend our whole lives building walls to protect ourselves, only to realize that we've locked ourselves away." Ravi was taken aback. Here was someone who had not amassed wealth or accolades, yet he spoke with a clarity and sincerity that Ravi had long forgotten. The old man, who introduced himself simply as Mr. Kumar, shared stories of a life filled with love, stories of family gatherings, heartfelt conversations, and the joy of being part of a community. His words were a stark contrast to the emotional coldness that had defined Ravi's existence. The seeds of transformation. That encounter stirred something within Ravi. In the days that followed, he found himself reflecting on every moment of his life with a new perspective. He recalled the rare instances of genuine kindness during his childhood, moments he had buried under layers of ambition. Slowly, he began to question the wisdom of a life led solely by pragmatism and self-interest. Ravi decided to reconnect with those he had long neglected. He reached out to old friends, some of whom had drifted away over the years, and made a deliberate effort to rebuild bridges with his estranged family. It wasn't easy. Years of emotional distance are not mended overnight. But with each tentative conversation, Ravi felt a warmth he hadn't known for decades. He began attending community events and even volunteered at a local charity, experiences that exposed him to the simple, yet profound, joys of caring for others. In these moments, Ravi discovered that true success wasn't measured by bank statements or trophies, but by the bonds we forge with one another. The journey toward embracing love. As Ravi embraced these changes, his life transformed in unexpected ways. The once solitary mansion slowly filled with life. Friends visited frequently, laughter echoed in the hallways, and the dining table was no longer set for one but for many. Ravi learned to share not only his resources but also his vulnerabilities, opening up about his fears and mistakes. He even began to mentor young entrepreneurs, encouraging them to balance ambition with empathy. In board meetings, while he continued to be a decisive leader, his tone softened, and he began to value collaboration over cutthroat competition. The business world noticed the change in him, and soon, Ravi was known not just for his success but for his kindness and approachability. Realizing the true meaning of life. Years later, standing in the garden of his once lonely mansion, now a vibrant home filled with love, music, and the chatter of loved ones, Ravi often recalled the day he met Mr. Kumar. He realized that his earlier life, devoid of love, had been a protective shell born from fear. But as he had learned, humans are not meant to live in isolation. Love, in its many forms, was not a sign of weakness but the very essence of life. In embracing love, Ravi found a profound truth: that while it is possible to survive without love, it is impossible to truly live. His journey was not about rejecting his past, but about understanding that life's richest rewards come from connection, compassion, and vulnerability. A message of hope. Ravi's story is a testament to the power of transformation. It reminds us that even if we have built walls to protect ourselves, it is never too late to let someone in. It is a motivational narrative for anyone who feels isolated or believes that success must come at the cost of love. True fulfillment comes from the relationships we nurture and the compassion we extend to others. In a world that often glorifies material success, Ravi's journey offers a gentle reminder. Take a moment to listen, to reach out, and to embrace the love that makes us human. For in the end, it is love that transforms our existence from mere survival to a life truly worth living.